Hi everyone. So in this video, I will show you how to work on GitHub with Colab and how to uh, import your code to the GitHub repository. So here I have already created a GitHub repository, and you can currently see there are two branches, main and APIs. Now in this branch, I will add a new branch called the data analytics, and I will push the code there and then pull it to the main branch. Now, in order to do that, first of all, I have written the command lines that are need to be used. So first thing first is like I need to factory reset all my runtime so that I can show you guys how to do it from the beginning. Here, first I will connect and allocate the RAM and CPU to my Colab. Once that is done, you will see that the Colab directory is empty. Now in this, I will import my Google Drive using this command. Once the Google Drive is imported, now once you run this command, actually the Colab will ask to permit the notebook to use the Google Drive. You click on the connect and then click on my account. If you are not seeing your account, you can use another account and type the username and the password. In my case, it is already there. So I clicked on my account and then I will just allow it to access my Google Drive. Now you can see in the Colab directory, the Google Drive will be named as G Drive, as I have mentioned it to be in the G Drive. And if I go inside the G Drive and then my drive, and in there, if I go to Colab notebooks, I can see all my codes here. Now, one of these code, I want to like copy it in my repository. So in order to do that, we have to clone the repository first. But before even cloning the repository, what I'm going to do is I'm going to install the Kaggle API and import the dataset from the Kaggle so that I can work on that dataset. You can also skip this step if you have already done it. So I'll run pip install Kaggle. In my case, the requirement is already satisfied because I have already installed the Kaggle API before. But if you haven't installed it, it's gonna take some time and install the Kaggle API into the Colab. Now I'm gonna make a directory called Kaggle and echo my username and the key to the Kaggle JSON file and lock it for the current user only with the cmod command. Now I'm gonna run all of this command together, but how you gonna get this username and the key? So first what you have to do is go to your Kaggle. In the Kaggle welcome page, you will see your username on the top right corner with the image that you have created for your user. Click on the image and then a side pane will appear. In that pane, click on accounts. And in account, you will see this section down below in the middle of your account, the API. Using Kaggle's beta API, you can interact with competitions and dataset to download data and make submission and more via command line. You have the read the docs here. You can read the doc and you can know how to create it. Once you click on create new API, a JSON file will be downloaded. It will be in your downloads folder or the folder that you have chosen. I have my JSON file here. It will be named as Kaggle. If I open my JSON file has a dictionary with a username and a key. What I have to do is copy the username, Control C if you're a Windows user, and Command C if you're a Mac user. And then again, I'll copy the key. Now, to open the JSON file, I have used VS Code, but it is not necessary to download VS Code. What you guys can do is just right right click on the JSON file and open it with a text editor or a notepad. So you will get the same dictionary and you can copy paste from here as well. So let me close this. Now I can run this command with my username and the key, and this will make a directory and a folder inside it called kaggle.json. Alternatively, what you can do is you can also upload it on the session storage, but it is better to keep it handy like this so that every time you run the command, it will automatically like create a JSON file and you don't have to upload it again and again. So my command is done. Now I'm going to download the Kaggle API dataset from the Kaggle API. The Kaggle has already provided me an API. So if you just go to a shared grade energy prediction, that is our dataset, and go to data, you can see the API is already present. You can copy the API and you can just paste it here. You can see that it is the same Kaggle. But remember to put a negation sign because it is not a typical Python command. It's a bash command, so you have to put a negation sign before it. So I'm going to delete this code and I'm going to run the code that is there. Now everything's going to be downloaded in your Kaggle session. So if you just see, there is a share energy prediction.zip. In order to unzip it, you have to use unzip. Again, use the Kaggle's, again, use the negation sign and unzip it. It's going to take a bit of time. So my unzip is done. And if you again refresh the folder, you can see that my data set is already here. Now I can use this data set to do exploratory data analysis or run any ML algorithm on that. Now, before we go to exploratory data analysis, we need our code to be present in our clone, in our Git repository so that we can share it with all of the teammates. So in order to do that, you need to run this particular command. Now in here, what changes that you need to make is your username. The highlighted part is my username, whereas the highlighted part right now is my user key. Now how to generate this username and key is if you go to your Kaggle, go to your GitHub, from the welcome page, you will see on the top right corner your image for the Kaggle. And if you just click it, there will be a pop down. And in that pop down, you will see settings. Go to settings, and then on the left pane, you will see your public profile, account, appearance, and all such tabs. Go below and go to developer settings. Now in developer settings, there is another 3 options that will appear in the left pane. That is GitHub apps and OAuth app, and then personal access tokens. Click on personal access token and you will be able to create a personal access token. Now, I will show you how to create a personal access token. Click on generate new token. It will ask for your GitHub password. And then put a note. New token. You can name it any, you can put a note of anything. Note is mandatory, so you have to put it. Put an expiration date. So our projects runs for like 2 months. So I can put like 60. On the scope, define it to be repo and select all of it so that you get full access control. And then admin repo hook so that you can write and read on the repository, and delete repo so that you can delete the repo. Once you have clicked on these 3 options, click on generate. Now your new token has been created. Now you click here to copy your new token and you can replace your token here. Now I will revert these changes because I already have a token and I don't need to use my new token. So I'll delete my newly created token, and I have already created a token, ML Coursework 2.0 personal token, and I'm going to use that. Once you replace this, don't replace anything else because everything else will be same. Just replace your username here and the token here. You see my username is here. Don't replace that because that is a location where the repository is hosting in the GitHub. So you don't need to change that. Run this particular command and the repository will be cloned. Now, this will only work if you are a collaborator. So if you're not a collaborator yet, just send me your email ID or your GitHub username. I'll add you as a collaborator. Now, if we see the Colab directory, I can see that there is a new folder, CMT307 coursework 2 group 19, and there are certain files in it. Now, now let's say you have already written your code and you have saved it in your Google Drive. What you can do is copy your code to the new GitHub directory. Now, for the moment, you can ignore the line 7 and line 8 because line 7 is showing how to create a new py file, that is a Python file, and how to initiate it to be a Python readable file. Rather than doing that, just skip it to line number 9, where I entered inside the G drive, inside my drive and inside Colab notebook. Now, if your folder name is different, you can click on this 3 dot and copy the path of your folder. And if there is a space between the folder name, you have to use double quotation sign, just like I have used in Colab notebooks, where I have a space between Colab and notebooks. Now run this and your current directory will change to Colab notebook. Now from here, now let's say I have to copy my particular code, that is this one, which is CMT307 lab 12 rnn.ipynb. So I will copy the name of this file, and after the copy command, I'll put the name of the file, Control C and Control V, and the destination folder, that is content CMT0307 coursework 2 group 19, which is my name of the repository that I have cloned from GitHub. Now, once I do that, I will again come back to my root directory by cd ... or I can use cd /. Okay, cd / content / is my root directory. And from there, I can go inside to the CMT307 coursework 2 group 2, which is my repository. And you see the current directory changes to content CMT307 coursework 2 group 19. Now I need to check my Git status. Now in my Git status, it says there is a new file added, which is untracked but present. Also, before committing to this changes, I will see which branch is currently my repository is in. So it is in the main branch, and I don't want to make any changes in my main branch. So I'll create a new branch. So git branch command will create a new branch. So I'll say RNN file, RNN code. So RNN, I just randomly create a branch that is RNN code. For me, it's like recurrent neural network code. So I created it, and then git checkout will switch my current branch from main to the particular branch that I write here, that is RNN code. Now it says switch to branch RNN code. Now in this branch, I'm gonna add all the files that is there. That is CMT307 lab 12 RNN PYNB. Now before committing, I need to configure my system to log into GitHub. So I have to put my GitHub email ID and my GitHub username. So use this particular command to do that. Replace the email ID of my email ID to yours and replace the username to yours. Now, if it has been done successfully or not, I need to check that. So use config list. And in that, you see the first two lines, yeah, that username and email ID has been changed. The URL remains the same, which we have already used. Now also, the session will require your username and the password. So I will put the username in the file username and password in the file password. So username is this. And my password is this. So now I have stored my username and password in these two variables. Now I'm gonna commit to the Git repository that by using git commit /m. So git commit /m means the message. So in the double quotes, I have to write what this file is about. So these codes are used to run current network dataset. Okay. So here I have got one file changed and one insertion. So you can see the file name which has been inserted. Now what I will do finally is push this particular commitment to the GitHub, and from GitHub I will pull it to the main. Now I need to push it to a branch. So instead of APIS, I will write my current branch name. So my branch name is RNN underscore code. So you see there is a new branch creation and there is a new pull request that has been created for this branch and one file has been uploaded. So if I now go to my GitHub and go to pull request, so there is no request in the pull request. I don't know, something went wrong. Let's go back to GitHub, go to the directory. Yes, now you can see my username has created a merge pull request from this particular API. Okay, and RNN code, that is the file, had recent pushes 1 minute ago. So if you need to check, you can go to the branches and see RNN code, that is the active branch, and you see there is a addition of new file. Now in order to pull this to the main, I will go compare and pull. Now in the compare and pull, you will see it is able to merge. These branches can be automatically merged. Okay, so what I will do here is create a pull request from RNN code to main. Now I can see the message here that the branch is no conflict with the base branch. So I can merge pull request and confirm the merge. The pull request successfully merged and closed. So if I now go to my main, I can see that the particular code has been already merged to the main. And if I click on the code, I can see the codes here